and welcome to my MonsterVerse-A-Thon, where I'm going to be reviewing every MonsterVerse project, excluding the comics, up to Godzilla Kong the New Empire. But today, we're going to be starting on Godzilla 2014, the movie that kicked off the MonsterVerse, the entire MonsterVerse. So this movie revolves around the character of Ford Brody and the secret organization of Monarch, as they follow Godzilla and his two adversaries, the Mutos. I recently did a rewatch of this movie, and it's actually better than I remember it being for the most part. Ford is kind of a basic character. He's just kind of your military guy. He doesn't really have any other personality beyond that. So, I don't know. And then there's his father, Joe Brody, who is actually kind of an interesting character, but then they killed him off within the first hour, which was a questionable choice because he was kind of the main protagonist of the previous scenes. He had an entire prologue dedicated to him, so I don't know about that, but... And then there's Dr. Serizawa, Mr. Let Them Fight. After the knowledge of what happens in Godzilla King of the Monsters, Dr. Serizawa seems shyer in this movie than in King of the Monsters. I don't know if that was intentional, but he just seems... He's just quieter in this. He doesn't have a lot to say, he's just kind of there. Which, it's not a bad thing necessarily, it's an observation now that with the context of the future movies. Then there's the monsters, which I just cannot compliment enough. The visual effects on them were amazing. The sounds were great. The fog was... The constant cutaways in the darkness was a bit irritating, but seeing the silhouettes of the monsters in the darkness was very cool. And especially Godzilla. Whenever you see him show up, it's awesome. You can feel his weight, which is something that the sequels kind of lost as they went on. But you can feel the weight of the monsters as they move, and especially Godzilla. So the plot is basically that Joe Brody's wife died in a nuclear power plant meltdown back in 1999, but the nuclear power plant meltdown wasn't actually a meltdown. It was because of a monster, the Mutos, that it melted down. And so then Joe Brody became a conspiracy theorist, and it got him arrested. And so Ford Brody had to bail him out, and together they went back to Janjira to see the power plant, and the Muto awakens right when they get there. But thankfully Godzilla's hot on their tail. But the female awakens in Yucca Mountain and escapes to Las Vegas, where it destroys it, and they both head towards San Francisco. The Muto makes a quick stop at Hawaii for a nuclear submarine, where Godzilla finally catches up with it, and they have a confrontation, which is off-screen. Yeah, but anyway. They finally converge at San Francisco, where there was a nuclear bomb that was luring them. And Godzilla kills the two Mutos, and the day is saved. So yeah, Godzilla 2014 is pretty good. I'd recommend it to anything who's a beginner Godzilla fan. And I wouldn't go as far to say it's a modern classic, but it's pretty good. So, out of 10, I'd give Godzilla 2014 a 7. Pretty good movie. I'd definitely recommend it to anyone who wants to become a Godzilla fan. Thank you guys for watching, And I'll see you on Wednesday when I post Kong Skull Island.